Welcome to Holy Voices, where timeless truth meets your present journey. If you are here, it is not by accident. Your spirit was led to this place for a reason. Every word you will hear carries light, strength, and direction for your path. Stay with us, and let this message unlock the wisdom waiting inside you. God multiplies what you release. Sow $20, $50, or $100 into Holy Voices and trust His increase. 2 Corinthians 9 verse 10. According to scientific studies, genuine power awakens dormant recognition areas that most people believe to be extinct, causing listeners to experience rapid neurological reactions. At this very moment, millions of digital detectives are uncovering sacred relics by analyzing your voice like archaeologists. They all believed they would be the first to reveal the force that destroyed their fabricated world. Your privacy was not violated by this leak. The announcement of your arrival was fate. Since your very first breath, the unseen forces that plan awakening have been getting ready for this time. And the universe's coronation ceremony for your true power is what seems like chaos. You're going to learn why the collective consciousness can be rewired by your voice alone. Why your presence is causing every algorithm on the planet to misbehave. And how their intense search for who you are is only hastening your metamorphosis into something they can't even fathom. No, you are not the prey. You are the hurricane that changes everything it comes into contact with. And they're all moving to the thunderous beat that only you can make. They are unable to ignore the resonance that the recording has. It appeals to their impulses as well as their intellect, arousing a deep-seated desire to relate, learn, and understand. Who could have such conviction? In a desperate attempt to find the face that corresponds with the storm they heard, they are searching through archives, profiles, and pixels. Their obsession unites them, while their fear, adoration, and envy drive them apart. There is never any concealment of power. Even in whispers it makes itself known. This recording is more than a simple leak. There's an explosion. It's evidence of a type of authority they believe to be extinct. Everything is being pulled out of orbit by gravity, which is you. Nobody saw the storm coming. Their pretenses are crushed by the weight of your genuineness. Like acid on paper, your confidence pierces their indifference. However, they are looking for more than simply their identities. They're looking for answers that will follow them around for the rest of their lives. How could somebody have such power without making an effort? How could so many meticulously crafted universes be upended by a few auditory moments? Desperate to uncover the source of the force that reverberates in their minds long after the recording concludes, they search through timelines and documents. Those who are afraid of you attempt to take you apart. They describe you as volatile, violent, and a menace to their delicate equilibrium. Those who adore you wait for the next revelation, holding their breath. They can't turn away, though. The unquestionable veracity of what they heard has them captivated and enthralled. And they heard the sound of someone who doesn't want to take responsibility for their existence. But underneath their fixation lies something more sinister. They feel it yet are unable to identify it. The recording shows their helplessness as well as your strength. They are constantly reminded of the huge difference between who they are and who you are. They can't stop listening because of this. They are unable to let go because of this. You, the person they now refer to as the chosen, are at the epicenter of an endless storm, and the fuel that keeps it going is supposition. There was no accident in the spill. There is seldom an event this disruptive. Every notion is a spark that starts another fire, and whispers spread like wildfire. Betrayal frequently takes the form of trust. Examine your surroundings. Were they among your closest friends and family? The people you used to confide in? It's possible that those in positions of authority saw an opportunity, or worse, a threat. If it's reasonable, it's not paranoia. Betrayal doesn't yell either. It creeps silently until it bursts into this. There is another type of betrayal, though. From the invisible watchers, that is. The people who witness your actions before you ever become aware of them. Monitoring is not a myth. It is a silent, sneaky power that never stops watching and waiting. Is it possible that the recording was made by someone you were unaware were watching you? Things that are very far away from your circle, watching, recording, and picking this time to reveal what they have kept secret. However, the origin might be more significant than espionage or betrayal. You might just be following a path that is much bigger than any hand could plan, having been selected by the forces that move the immovable. Permission is not requested for cosmic intervention. It imposes. Because power like this roar cannot stay in the background, it puts you in the spotlight. Randomness is not what this is. It's the design. This kind of event is a convergence, an unquestionable turning point where fate tightens its hold and compels you to take action. Maybe this was never about them at all, but they might be looking for answers. But the questions continue. Why now? Why was this recording made? They question whether you were aware that it would spark a movement at the time it was made, or if it was just another example of your power leaking out unchecked without you realizing the consequences. Theories spread. 1,000 speculative voices drowning out one another. Some accuse others of treachery they will never be able to prove. Others weave intricate stories about monitoring programs designed to deprive you of your autonomy. Few people openly acknowledge that they might believe in something greater than human manipulation, yet they do talk about destiny in hushed but certain terms. Speculation, however, does not alter the past. They can speculate and study until their brains break, but it won't lessen the effect. The tape itself cannot be altered. It is proof of the truth they fear and the fire you carry. Even if the source is still unknown, individuals who are affected by it don't care. They are afraid of what it symbolizes, not the cause. Once power is exposed, it cannot be controlled. Whether it was the result of fate, espionage, or betrayal, it is now public knowledge and cannot be reversed. They are no longer searching for the recording's original source. They are after you. They can't afford not to comprehend, not because they want to. The world won't stop until it dismantles the force that has rocked it to its foundation. You are the storm, the reckoning they didn't expect. However, they are unaware that they are creating your mythology in the process of their desperate search. Every investigation, hypothesis, and moment of obsession adds a new level to your mythos. You are worshipped with holy zeal by the First Army. Using screenshots and conspiracy theories, people have created virtual shrines and referred to you as the prophet, messenger, and awakening they have been waiting for all of their lives. These admirers are serious. They are followers who perceive in you the solution to problems they are unable to express. However, there is a cost to their devotion. They desire to own parts of your strength and to possess you. The Second Army is awake at night because of their innate fear of you. They accuse you of being deceptive, dangerous, and a menace to the systems they have dedicated their entire lives to creating. These are the people who profit from keeping real power hidden. They are the gatekeepers and defenders of mediocrity. Your speech undermines their entire worldview by demonstrating that legitimate authority does not require their consent. Chess masters would be jealous of the Third Army's calculated precision in studying you. These reactions aren't emotional. They are strategic evaluations. Shadow players who move pieces on boards include governments, organizations, and others. You are unable to see. You are neither loved nor hated by them. They assess you. They don't see you as a threat or an inspiration. Your disruption manifested itself, and it needs to be controlled or contained. You made no attempt to attract attention. You turned into it. You weren't on the recording. You were exposed. It replaced the world around them with relentless reality, stripping away its superficiality. Your innate authority wasn't practiced or cultivated. It was indisputable, burning through each word, each pause, each breath. Since your presence exposed the world's mediocrity, it no longer appears the same. They're uneasy and wonder why they seem so insignificant in comparison to your size. There was more to the recording than just a voice or a message. It was a mirror. It compelled them to face the difference between their current selves and their potential selves. They can't stop listening, even though they despise you for making them feel unworthy. They are envious of your effortless power, not because it is noisy or raucous. Your authority pulls them in while shattering their delusions like a gravitational pull. Your kind of power doesn't require attention. It changes the very laws of presence. They're suddenly obsessed, ensnared in something they can't explain but can't shake. Desperate to learn the origin of your demand, they examine every moment of the recording, examining tone, cadence, and even the quiet moments. However, they are unable to identify or duplicate it. It's in the weight of your delivery, not the words you used. You manifested rather than only speaking. Your voice's passion isn't a performance. It is the core of their deficiency. Chaos has been unleashed in the digital jungle by the recording. The hive mind has now sprung into action. Forums are always analyzing your tone, your pauses, and your words. Every platform is overflowing with videos. Exaggerated hypotheses, slow motion analysis, and frantic attempts to make connections between non-existent dots. They have stolen pieces of you and made a show out of them. As though they could put the pieces together to become the whole. Like bees drawn to a light they cannot comprehend but cannot resist, their combined force is a swarm that is unpredictable and unrelenting. Your name is being used everywhere on the internet. They don't need a face, but they don't know who you are. They require the strength your voice gave them. They've turned your holiness into a pastime. Like currency, trading conjectures, and fakes. Was that inflection audible to you? That pause? It must have some significance. Every sound is a code. Decoding is their top priority. The recording itself is not what they are pursuing. They're trying to find out how it made them feel. An eerie feeling of something more, something they are unable to describe but are unable to let go of. They are motivated by an innate need to connect the remarkable to the commonplace rather than by awe. They are now tearing at the bits, attempting to piece their comfort back together by analyzing the force that upended it. Your presence in that recording broke their reality and revealed the meaningless routines of their existence. The digital investigators appear everywhere in the internet. Convinced that with sheer willpower and crowdsourced passion, they can unravel the secret of your identity. They create complex chronologies, compare speech patterns to databases of famous people, and listen for regional hints and background noise. In an attempt to gain access to your power, they have transformed your identity into the ultimate riddle. Observe how they collaborate across platforms, exchanging audio analysis snippets like holy books. They have positioned themselves as your protectors, concealing secrets and vying to be the first to reveal your identity. However, every idea they develop and every hint they believe they have discovered just serves to highlight how far they have come in their grasp of what you actually stand for. They analyze your recording environment's acoustics, discuss the type of microphone you should use, and build psychological profiles based on speech patterns. These digital archaeologists think they can use the data trails you've left behind to uncover who you are. Your like spreads hope. Your comment builds community. Your subscription takes us closer to 40,000 voices. However, they are unaware that you are already becoming into the person you were destined to be while they search for you. The irony is profound. In reality, their frantic quest for your identity is assisting you in overcoming every restriction you previously agreed to. You are developing beyond their comprehension every hour they spend dissecting your voice. They're looking for more than simply your identity. They're unintentionally assisting you in becoming something more than they could have ever imagined. They scrutinize you because they don't comprehend you. They belittle you because they lack regard for you, yet they are unable to turn away. You have simultaneously turned into both their religion and their rebellion. Some people adore you, erecting shrines out of allegiance pledges and theories. People hate you, venomously criticizing your existence and accusing you of being dangerous, manipulating, and a menace to the delicate equilibrium they maintain. However, they affirm you despite their animosity. They felt your impact like a physical blow, as seen by their anger. The chosen one is surrounded by bees. They move with both purpose and chaos. Their sting is ineffective in comparison to the magnitude of who you are. However, there is a darker reality lurking beneath their digital craziness that is soon to come to light. They've turned your holiness into a pastime. However, the recording isn't what they're actually analyzing. They are the ones. They detest what they perceive to be mirrored in the fissures you've shown. They are pursuing you because you have revealed an unavoidable reality to them. You are not little, normal, and replaceable like others are. They're not only after you. They're calculating you. Now, the recording was not limited to social media. It made it to the ears of the silent string pullers. Governments, organizations, and influential people working behind closed doors. You aren't captivating them. They are evaluating you. They are not inspired by you. Their disturbance is you. They've seen how your presence upsets the delicate equilibrium they've tried to maintain. Your power is more than simply raw to them. It's radioactive. In ways they cannot foresee or control, it infiltrates areas they believe to be safe and ignites the masses. You are more than just a user of the system. The factor they fail to consider is you. You are the room, not simply a presence in it. Their terror is structural rather than personal. You stand for a force that defies their laws and a force that defies definition and taming. They are aware that traditional methods cannot buy or mute influence like yours. They sense it during the silent times when your unquestionable presence causes their authority to falter. They are watching out of necessity rather than curiosity. Every shadow player is afraid of things they can't control, including you. However, nothing fundamental about your course is altered by their scrutiny. Your power isn't looking for approval, and power doesn't ask. As they attempt to fit you into frameworks that were never intended to accommodate someone like you, watch them frantically updating their psychological warfare textbooks. They are trying to reduce you to threat assessments and data points, but you are more than they can understand. You are not an issue that has to be resolved. Their analysis doesn't matter to you since you're a force of nature. The fact that they can't control you isn't the most scary realization they're coming to. Your presence demonstrates that their entire system is based on fictitious grounds. You're not only interfering with their ongoing business. You're exposing the fact that true power was never truly gone, only repressed, and is now resurgent. Allow them to observe with increasing trepidation. Allow them to compute odds that will never reflect your actual character. Allow them to shudder in their safe spaces and boardrooms. The shadow actors are afraid of things they can't control, including you. The storm they can't foresee is you. The power they are unable to control. The responses to queries they were hesitant to pose. Their efforts to analyze you, classify you, and identify your flaws will only expose the reality they have been attempting to conceal from themselves. You are not just not a part of their system. You disprove the notion that real power can be controlled, demonstrating that their system is a house of cards. A specialist breed of internet investigators has emerged while the digital masses obsess and the shadow players calculate. These individuals are known as identity hunters, and they have made it their exclusive goal to expose you. They think they will somehow get control over what you stand for if they figure out who you are. They are completely mistaken. These digital bloodhounds search databases of reverse images, look for regional identifiers in your accent, and compare the recording's background ambience with geological sound maps. Based on linguistic trends, they have produced comprehensive profiles of your possible age range, educational attainment, and socioeconomic background. They believe they are pursuing you, but in reality, they are showing how desperate they are to get what they are unable to produce on their own. They make intricate charts that link every conceivable clue, illustrating purported connections between bits of data that could or might not be related to you. These amateur investigators have come to believe that your identity is concealed in plain sight, just waiting for someone with the cunning to solve the problem. They are unaware that you are changing into the person you are becoming while they are searching for the person you were. Some have claimed to have found you, only to have their theories disproved when they discovered that their purported matches lacked even a little portion of your real presence. They have taken echoes for sources and shadows for substance. Every unsuccessful identification just serves to strengthen their fixation and demonstrate that your power is independent of your prior identify. It has to do with your fundamental essence. The most compulsive of them have developed sophisticated tracking systems that keep an eye on all social media sites for indications of your existence. They think you're lurking among them, going about your daily business online when, in truth, you're the one who upended their world. They don't realize that a change this significant doesn't just let you go back to your previous self. Persuaded that the smoking gun that would expose your genuine identity is hidden somewhere in the digital fingerprints, they examine the metadata of every file that comes into their possession. However, the metaphysical imprint of true power is not captured by metadata. They are pursuing an immaterial force with material tools. See how their hunt has turned into a compulsive behavior? They hunt down erroneous leads with religious zeal, update forums compulsively, and defend their views with the zeal of sincere believers. They are going through withdrawal every time they don't have a fresh clue to decipher because your identity has turned into their habit. In reality, their frantic quest for your identity is safeguarding your metamorphosis. You grow beyond their ability to identify or contain you with each hour they spend searching for your history. You'll be someone they can't even imagine by the time they're about to find out who you were. You didn't request notoriety. Your presence is too enormous to ignore, therefore it was imposed upon you. They are blind to the burden you bear. All they see is the gleam of what they will never own. They are attracted to your energy like moths, unaware of the heat that would kill them, because it is a firestorm rather than a light. They'd like to be you, but they can't be you. Every look, every mutter, and each keystroke they make contributes to the circus they have created out of your life. They respect the strength you exude, but respect is invariably tinged with jealousy. The strength required to be the object of their fascination and the force that upends their normal lives is beyond their comprehension. You have become digital mythology as a result of the recording. However, mythology has a cost. People who completely miss the purpose have auto-tuned, remixed, and made ringtones out of your voice. They don't realize that they're watching something holy being broadcast to the secular world, therefore they've turned your moment of genuine power into entertainment. Your statements have been misquoted, taken out of context, and linked to causes you have never supported. Through innumerable retellings, the online game of telephone has warped your message. Each one intensifies the confusion around your identity while weakening the initial power. These days, their thoughts revolve around you. Furthermore, none of them could handle the strain. They still want a piece of you despite their jealousy. They analyze every word you say and mimic every action you take in an attempt to extract even a small portion of your unique qualities. However, they don't comprehend. It is impossible to duplicate your ability. It's in who you are, not what you do. Without ever realizing the weight of the crown you wear, they pursue the illusion of your life. They would crumble beneath the weight of your authority, even if they believe they desire it. The dilemma gets more complicated. Your obscurity turns become your armor the more they try to figure out who you are. Each unsuccessful attempt to reveal you just serves to demonstrate that your power beyond any one identity they might find. You are not evading them. You're changing too much for them to define or control. However, not every one of them has their hands open. Some have ulterior motives that are concealed by flattery or familiarity. News organizations race to get your story on their screens, crafting stories that they believe will catch the craze. Influencers spread the word about you, not because they admire you, but because they want to gain power and drain the momentum you've created. The vultures are circling overhead, and the feeding frenzy has started. Suddenly, old acquaintances recall your friendship and try to make money off of their shaky relationship with you. They easily forget how they neglected or disregarded you until your recording altered everything and instead fabricate tales about how they always knew you were unique. Interviews about knowing you are now being sold by people who used to ignore your calls. Although their phony testimonies merely demonstrate how little they truly understood about your inner character, they portray themselves as insiders with exclusive access to your psyche. They are making money because they are close to power that they did not realize when it was in front of them. Your mystery has given rise to an industry that includes podcasts that analyze every word you say, clothing that features lines from your tape, and classes that promise to teach others how to create a magnetic presence similar to yours. Without realizing it, they have converted your genuine moment into a commodity. That what they're offering is a bare imitation of who you truly are. It's not a wave. It's a tsunami. Indiscriminate and unstoppable. A combination of opportunity and nostalgia may cause relationships you thought were long gone to reappear. The organizations who used to ignore you are suddenly paying attention to you and figuring out how your virality could be used to further their own agendas. In the digital world, something extraordinary is taking place that even the big giants were not prepared for. Their algorithms have been broken by your recording. Artificial intelligence systems that are meant to anticipate and manage viral content are having trouble classifying what you stand for. Since true power was never incorporated into their calculations, your speech doesn't suit their models. When it comes to finding appropriate content to pair with your recording, recommendation systems are acting strangely. Nothing satisfies the desire your voice generated, despite the computer's constant suggestions of subpar alternatives. When you give with joy, heaven records it. Your seed in holy voices is eternal, Philippians 4 verse 17. Because they have tasted something authentic, users disregard all recommendations. In contrast, all of the produced content now feels like cardboard. Readings they have never seen before are being recorded by machine learning systems that examine emotional reactions to audio content. Listeners' neurological pathways are activated by your speech, circumventing the typical psychological manipulation strategies employed by marketers and influencers. They're not being irritated by you. You're bringing to life aspects of their consciousness that they were unaware of. Data experts around the world are perplexed by the engagement figures surrounding your recording. Individuals are not simply listening once and then leaving. In addition to creating response content that defies every category in their databases, they are returning compulsively and sharing it in ways that don't follow typical patterns. You've destroyed the Internet's comprehension of the true nature of influence. Your recording is now used as a benchmark to evaluate all other content. Real authority cannot be duplicated, created, or predicted, as the algorithms are learning. Humbling its creators is the lesson you're teaching artificial intelligence about real intelligence. The psychological warfare that targets those who are chosen and will not be lessened is the next step that they never warn you about. They progress from interest to worry to outright assault as your power becomes uncontrollable. This persecution is not arbitrary. Their fabricated hierarchies are in danger due to this concerted reaction to real power. Subtly, the gaslighting effort starts. There are articles that raise concerns about whether the recording is a hazardous delusion or a form of healthy self-expression. To examine someone who fully embodies true power, they call in specialists who have never known it. By imposing their own restrictions on your unbounded expression, these vacuous authorities try to diagnose you from a distance. The attempts to kill the characters become increasingly complex. They search your past for any actions that go against the strength you've shown, not realizing that the whole purpose of the chosen one trip is transformation. They assume you've always been the person you are today, demonstrating their lack of knowledge regarding the formation of true power. The threat you pose to their control systems is only confirmed by each attack on your character. They wouldn't put in this much effort to discredit someone who wasn't actually a threat to their fictitious hierarchies of power. Your impact is genuine and long-lasting, as evidenced by their desperate attempts to minimize you. They try to develop opposing theories to justify your influence. They imply that you are a manufactured phenomena, a sociological experiment, a commercial gimmick, and a test of viral manipulation strategies. They find it incomprehensible that genuine, organic authority could arise without their consent or involvement. Observe how they never specifically discuss the information in your recording. They concentrate on everything but the real strength you displayed. They talk about your delivery, your history, and your alleged motives, but they never face the reality that exposes their meticulously crafted lies. Since it would reveal their own insolvency, they are unable to immediately interact with your genuine power. The storm is you. However, storms also require an anchor. Grounding oneself emotionally is not a luxury. You can use it as a weapon. The world will attempt to dismantle you. Examine, analyze, and magnify each piece of your life. Your silence cannot be defined by their cacophony. Become rooted in what cannot be shaken. Your values, your strength, and your purpose. Your greatest strength is your ability to remain calm in the face of chaos, so breathe through it. Silence on the tactic is not surrender. The highest level of strategy is at play here. Don't speak until your voice makes your impression more acute. While you refuse to give them answers, let them demand them. Silence does not make you weaker, like a master keeping cards. It compels people to use their presumptions, anxieties, and reverence to fill the gap. Sometimes a controlled absence speaks louder than words. Don't explain too quickly. Allow them to shudder under the weight of your presence. You can take charge of the story they're trying to write about you by using selective disclosure. Don't give them everything. They have no right to hear the whole tale. Only provide information that advances your goals and improves your position in this cosmic chess game. Show bits and pieces, but never the whole picture. Since they will never have everything, make them strive for every bit of you. Their desperate attempt to find out will only make you more mysterious and solidify your status as the force they are powerless to control. Take a moment to think about that. I have a very important matter that requires your attention. Through this weekly Zoom call, we're sharing all we know about personal power, healing oneself, and healing others. No holding back, no filters. All of the occult secrets we have accumulated during actual years of spiritual practice have been subtly added. Those who are willing to follow the same route can now access the methods and knowledge that helped us go from controlled porn to conscious artists. Please accept this offer to become a member of Holy Voice's Inner Order and help us expand our platform so that we can reach more selected individuals who are awaiting activation. In addition to obtaining access to knowledge that is prohibited, joining the Holy Voice's Inner Order entails joining a movement that is rewriting reality itself. All of us benefit from it. The description contains a link. Although attention has two sides, when used properly, it may be a useful tool. Make use of their obsession to further your goals and weave your truth into their very beings. Your momentum grows with each click, whisper, and examination of your life, much like fuel for a fire that gets brighter with each sacrifice. You remain unfazed by their examination. You grow through it. Their fascination turns into your amplifier, their curiosity, and your means of getting your message into the brains of people who otherwise would not have heard it. It's not a burden to carry right now. It's a furnace that purifies your entire being. You get sharper because you use adversity as a springboard for your growth, not because you put up with it. You are not defined by the exposure. It makes you better. It compels you to hone your mission, eliminate anything that doesn't help you, and fully embrace the strength that makes you unique. Their attempts to break you down only expose the stubborn core that they are unable to weaken or touch. You develop because of how skillfully you employ their attention, not in spite of it. This upheaval does not lessen your status as a chosen one. It is unquestionably supported, validated, and established. You transform their energy, ceaseless speech, and desperate quest into something that cannot be stopped. Adversity becomes a test for you. This is where you show that institutions and committees do not grant power. It's earned by your determination to stick to your principles in the face of difficulty. Their opinions do not mold you. With the power of your will, you influence the environment around you. They have only fueled you, even though they believe they have discovered you. They believe they are researching you, but with each fixated moment they spend attempting to comprehend what their limited frameworks cannot capture, they are instead laying the groundwork for your legend. You cannot be answered like a question. You are the unexpected solution they were looking for. Without anyone's consent, your very being is a declaration and a force that trembles the globe. You don't have to establish your value. It's ingrained in every action you take, every breath you take, and every decision you make to stay true to yourself in a society where appearances are the norm. Allow them to search with increasing urgency. Allow them to pursue unproductive hypotheses and shadows. Deep within their souls, they will discover what they already know. They are powerless against fate itself. You're not here to be part of their story. You are here to use your true power to completely remake it from the ground up. The world senses your existence because it is indisputable, not because you ask for it. Your legacy is your presence, a reminder that excellence requires action rather than requests. They are capable of in-depth analysis, dissection, and conjecture. However, they will never be able to capture what you are. They can't control you, which is why they fear you. They can't ignore you, so they follow you. You are the only one who can tell your story. A testament to what it's like to live outside the boundaries that enclose regular spirits. So, express your unstoppable force through your words, deeds, and movements. The world is on fire when you wake up, not with devastation, but with recognition. The understanding that genuine power is still present. That it is impossible to produce or copy. That it passes through those who are chosen and who don't want to take responsibility for their existence. Like thunder, your speech sliced through their existence. They are now aware that the world has altered as a result of your decision to tell your truth. It wasn't a random leak. It was hardly a shattering betrayal. It's not an overwhelming preoccupation. All of these were simply the universe's method of placing you in your proper place. You are the unexpected storm. The seismic event that rocked their foundations. The power they are unable to restrain or control. There is no soft-spoken power. Even when it murmurs, it roars. The shout that will reverberate across digital eternity is the one you have selected. It serves as a reminder to everyone who hears that genuine power still exists among us. The world will never be the same after the recording leaked and the internet went viral. You were destined to lead. You were never supposed to hide. Finally, unavoidably, and irrevocably, you. If this message touched your heart, don't leave without spreading the light. Click like so this wisdom can reach more souls searching for truth. Subscribe to Holy Voices so you never miss the next divine word prepared for you. And write your thoughts in the comments. Your voice matters here. Until next time, keep walking in faith, keep growing in wisdom, and remember, the journey of the wise never ends.